Hello and welcome to the first grade trimester 2 overview. We'll start like we always do with our storyline. So you can see the 4 performance expectations in this bundle, the 3 PEs here, and then this one that's more of an engineering challenge. This unit is all about light and sound, so different types of energy. The big idea that will be created for this unit is light and sound allow us to use our senses to communicate and interact with our world. The storyline is kind of more for the teachers to kind of wrap your head around how this flows together. As light and sound allow us to use our senses to communicate and interact with our world, we need light to use our sense of sight to see things around us. Materials behave differently when they interact with light. Some materials allow light to pass through, some materials obscure light, and some materials reflect light. Sound is caused by the vibration of materials, and sound can also cause materials to vibrate. Both light and sound are useful for communicating over a distance. So, kind of the initial introduction to light and sound as types of energy and how they help us communicate. Now, your flowchart's going to look a little different than it did in Try 1, and this is, I think, the only one, definitely the only one first grade, I think the only one overall, where we decided to do things a little bit different. And the rationale behind it is, since we have first graders, trying to have light and sound together as just forms of energy, we thought would be kind of confusing for them. So we decided to separate the light and the sound from each other. We're still saying that they help us communicate. We still are saying they're energy, but we decided to break that up into kind of 2 flowcharts. So here's the first bundle, or here's the bundle, and as you can see, the first investigation is all about sound, but only sound. So you'll still follow the same format that we have in other unit plans, but for this one, they're going to have stations of materials, and they're going to kind of explore those and create sounds, have a talk about what they saw, and then create this big idea. From that, they'll develop a question: can we recognize sounds without seeing the source? Why does water move when we play music from a speaker? So these would be things that would be in these stations that might be something that the kids would want to investigate further and create a proper investigation. So we have different options that they could go, but they'll do the investigation like before, do this learning cycle, negotiate their understanding based off the data they collect in the observations, check with the experts, have another little negotiation here, and then revise their claim and have a formative assessment, and then relate back to the big idea. Now, then you'll kind of almost start, no, I don't want to say start over, but you will have a different initial engagement activity that's all about light. So you're going to have stations again, but these are going to be all about light. So if you kind of think about it, you're kind of doing this twice. They are still connected with each other, but I just wanted to give you the heads up because this does look a little different than the other ones. So you'll come down here, the same format. They'll explore light at these different stations, get together, and they will create this big idea about light and how it's also useful to help us communicate to other things in our world. This one, how does light help us see? Can you change the direction of light? So you're going to have an investigation about how we see and how we can change the direction through reflection. Same learning cycle here. And then this next lesson is with light, sound, or a combination of both. Can you create a device to communicate with others? So they're going to actually create some sort of communication device. They're going to kind of revise and reflect, see what the experts say. So this is the engineering challenge that they'll do. So like this will be the question. They'll do the engineering challenge, and they'll use tools from here to kind of create the thing that's going to have both light and sound that it'll be used to try to communicate. And we'll go into more detail once we get into the individual lessons.